Hey guys, in this video we will see sustainable development goal and what is the India's role and what are the challenges ahead. So the United Nations officially adopted a new set of global goals to combat poverty, inequality and climate change over the next 15 years in the most comprehensive international effort ever to tackle all the world evils. Previous to this, in 2000, the United Nations actually adopted a Millennium Development Goal, that is MDGs, and their period is going to be end in the 2015. So from 1 January 2016, United Nations has adopted a new set of global goals, and these are actually more comprehensive because MDGs goals were only 8, but these SDGs are 17 goals with 169 targets, and there are 17 number of goals and 169 number of targets, and they all, if you see comprehensively, they resolve to solve all the global social, economic and environmental problems. And as we've already told you that these are to be met over next 15 years and beginning from the 1 January 2016, and this will replace MDGs. Okay, and now this the implementation of the new goals, it actually requires trillions of dollars in investment, and it will be monitored and reviewed using a set of global indicators to be agreed by international community in March 2016. So there are further developments which will be coming in the future. From 1 January 2016, the goals will be adopted, but the parameters and the indicators will become by March 2016 or on or before that. Now the question is who decided this, means when these SDGs were decided. Actually, there was a summit in Rio uh, that was done after 20 years from the original Rio summit, and this was the conference on sustainable development. And there they all the global community met, and they decided that we need more comprehensive goals and more more exact targets. So if you see what is the new and what are different things of sustainable development goals from MDGs, there are three or four things. The first of all is that United Nations says that SDGs, sustainable development goal, they go much farther than the previous goals, because previous goals were only in just mentioning that, like, no poverty, to end poverty, but these SDGs, they will address the root cause of the poverty, and they have a pledge to leave no one behind, including all the vulnerable groups like women, children, other religious minority, or any other vulnerable groups. Now, second thing is they also emphasize the need to tackle climate change. Previously, climate change was not included in the MDGs, and because these days climate change is a big global issue, because of the various changes in the world taking place, like sea water is rising, glaciers are melting, greenhouse gases are the level of greenhouse gases is increasing day by day. So we need to protect the environment actually through a shift to sustainable consumption and production basis. We need to adopt wiser management of natural resources. The sustainable word actually means that we need to fulfill all our needs, all our current needs, keeping in mind the needs of our upcoming future generations. So we need to do all the things, we need to consume, we need to produce, and we need to use all these things uh, in a sustainable manner, so that our future generation, our they will also, they will not curse us, and they will also able to use all the resources. And third thing about SDGs are that they are universal and they apply to all the countries of the world, including developed one, because um, there are vulnerable groups present in developed ones also, although in very small proportion. Previously, MDGs were only focused on the developing countries, but these SDGs are universal. They are intended to be applied on all the countries. Fourth thing is they recognize the key role of private sector, civil society, and partnership with government. So there are four things which are different in SDGs from the MDGs. First one is that they address actually the root cause of the poverty. Second one is that they tackle climate change issue. Third one is that they are universal, apply to every country. Fourth one is that they also involve the role of private sector, and they actually focus on building partnership of private sector with governments and civil society. Now, if you see, there are 17 goals. We will see one by one all the goals, and we will also discuss a trick in our next video that how to remember all these goals with only a one formula. First goal is obviously end poverty in all its form everywhere. It was also included in MDGs. Second one is end hunger, achieve food security and improved nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Third one is ensure healthy lives. Fourth one is ensure inclusive, more inclusive and equitable quality education. Fifth one is achieve gender equality. It was also actually included in the MDGs. Sixth one is the ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation. Then ensure access to uh, affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy like clean energy. We need to focus on renewable energy like wind energy, solar energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy. Then promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Then build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Reduce inequality within and among countries. Then make sustainable cities. Then reduce consumption. Then take action to combat climate change and protect our planet. Then conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources, and then protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, such forest, the combat desertification, and all other problems related because of the urbanization or growing population. Then promote peaceful and inclusive society for sustainable development, provide justice to all, build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels, strengthen the means of implementation, and revitalize the global partnership. We need to build partnership for sustainable development. Now, if you see the India's case related to the SDGs, because the worldwide image of India is that because India has not fulfilled all the MDGs target, although it has fulfilled more than 50% target, but still the targets of universal primary school enrollment, empowering women through wage employment, and political participation in the 16th Lok Sabha election is less than 10%. Then reducing child and infant mortality, then improving sanitation and to end open defecation. So there are a lot of apprehensions in the global community about India's capability to achieve sustainable development goals, and there are some particular issues that needs to be focused, that are major impediments in achieving these development goals. First one is the lack of data. India does not have adequate data to frame relevant policy, because now India government is actually increasing its effort to collect all the relevant data so that the policies can be better implemented, can be better, they can do make better policies. Like recently the government has released the socio-economic and caste data, and in the process of also releasing the caste wise data. Second one is the financial resources. India does not have enough financial resources, so world needs to be, give finances to India also, because India about 17.5% of the global population lives, and but India only get 5% of the funds required to implement the SDGs. Third one is the human resources. To achieve the target, we require trained and skilled manpower, but in which India is lacking. And fourth one is that India is very good in making policy, but if you talk about the implementation, then the India's record in actually is not encouraging. So to achieve intended target, we require not only sound policy formulation but effective implementation mechanism.